publisher. I published a few books. My first one was a Puerto Rican slang dictionary of all things, with all the curse words and Spanish stuff. And I wrote in Portugal for Spanish, and it's got a few poems in English. This one's about a girl that I liked. She was hooked on smack. You know? That does happen, you know. And I put I named it Fire in Your Veins. While you keep poking your veins with hell and fire, when heaven on earth is what you desire, it's not going to make you fly or take away the pain of losing your drive and living in vain. If happy don't come in a bag or chasing a high, why keep doing it? It's just a waste of time. So short is this life, no matter what you do, that in the blink of an eye, it's all over. Let's live it together, me and you. Make money, baby. Go to the beach in June. Maybe a kid or two. So what do you say, my devastatingly gorgeous firstborn daughter of God? Let's fall in love. This is my first English novel, and I wanted to write an autobiography, but it didn't happen. I created a character, and I'm not a writer. I'm not a trained writer. I'm an automotive technician with a bachelor's degree and way too many fucking credits. Something like 200 or something. I do legal interpreting. I sell credit card fraud. I'm like the guy under the Brooklyn Bridge, you know. And you say, what do you do? Is he opens the jacket and says, what the fuck do you need? And what do you need? I tell you the house, you know. And what do you need? Anything that feeds my 6-year-old, that's what I do. As long as it's legal. To this days, at least. Back in the day, no comment. I won't answer with a lawyer question. This one's very popular. The name of the book is called Juan Makes Lemonade. And what I did is I put the character through hell. And it's a story more of like redemption than anything. This little chap, you know, it's just a couple of pages. It says, Juan gets a prostate test. It says, when Juan was married with his first wife, him and his wife had been trying to get pregnant but never succeeded. Juan's wife decided that they had to go and see a fertility doctor. Juan shows up at the doctor's office in the morning and fills out the paperwork and stuff. A few minutes later, a nurse hands Juan a little plastic vial and tells him to give her a sample of his semen. She asked him if he's going to require some help, and he very happily said yes. Juan is thinking that this girl is going to take him into a room and give him a blowjob or a handjob or something. The nurse comes back with a couple of porn magazines and hands them to Juan. What a disappointment for Juan. What type of subpar patient care with his people running in his sperm shop? Thought Juan. So Juan goes in the little jerking off room and puts his flagellated friends in this vial and delivers them to the nurse. She instructs him to go into an examination room and wait for the doctor. The doctor walks in and greets him. He's a young Colombian. He tells Juan to pull his pants down so he can examine his testicles and penis. Everything is fine, says the doctor. Now he tells Juan to turn around and bend over. Here's where Juan has a problem. He tells the doctor that he's here for a fertility test and not a prostate test. The doctor says that the prostate test is part of it. Juan tells him that if he had known, he would have brought a negligee and a flower bouquet with him. So Juan bends over, ready to lose his virginity, to this complete stranger who didn't even take him to dinner or paid him a compliment. Such rudeness. The doctor puts his gloves on and takes a handful of lubricant gel and plasters Juan behind with it. He then sticks his finger up Juan's butt and starts poking at his prostate. As soon as Juan felt that inside him, he almost shit himself. He started yelling at the doctor, hurry up, I'll shit on you, hurry, hurry, oh my God. The doctor finished and Juan told him that he had no idea how close he had come to being shit on. Juan cleaned the excess lubricant off his butt and proceeded to walk out of that cubicle with his butt cheeks doing a weird dance to the lubricant. Yuck. Juan. Everything was fine, said the doctor. He was very fertile and he could have kids. Now Juan knew that he was straight. He could never have a boyfriend. There's no way he could do the reverse dance. And to think that people think that you could turn into gay, Juan knew better. Gay people are born that way. This one is about a person that I broke up with recently. It's like an over 20-year-old love and pain affair. I don't know, it's more pain than love. It's one of those, the one that got away, and I'm starting to begin that I'm thankful that she did. It says, Juan screams at God. On a trip with his beloved wife Lucia, Juan was sitting in the passenger side of their 1967 Impala four-door. They were listening to music from 10cc. The windows were down and the cold crisp air in the upper 50s was coming in and bathed them in a kind of delicious coat of heaven with the full moon piercing the clouds with its rays. It was just Juan and Lucia, and they always dreamed of this moment when they could enjoy a long drive down a state road in the south, far away from home, and right inside each other's love. Juan told Lucia to pull over on top of an overpass by a small town, just so he could kiss her passionately and delicately, and give her all his soul in one kiss. It seemed to stop time, that kiss did. They felt each other's heartbeats, every particle of life inside their breasts, as they shared the air. They looked inside their brown eyes, really deep, in peace, in awe, in oneness. Time would not move, each blink holding infinity inside of it. Their hands caressing each other's faces, the tips of their fingers painting on their cheeks, drawing invisible and eternal hearts with their names written side by side, like an unspoken, unsolicited promise of eternity as one soul being signed in front of God, caressing one face with the other, smelling eternity with every breath of heaven, falling deep in every direction, timelessness, abandon, peace, light, electricity. The universe panting in ecstasy in the presence of this love. Juan and Lucia had given life to everything with that moment. With their love given to its owners, they had become immortal, givers of the essence that gives life to all. They kissed and were never done. Going down the road, Juan remembered that he was meaning to scream at God about having to die. But after the kiss, he understood that love is God, and theirs was eternal. They were never going to die. They would live forever in the kisses of lovers and romantics, in the hugs of fire between enamored souls who surrendered to love in the middle of hopelessness and hope. This actually happened to me. My mother died of cancer when I was 10 years old. She was 27. And I went through this. It says, Juan, the son of cancer. His mother barks obscenities at him while asking for some sugar. Like a little soldier, he runs to the kitchen to put chunks of papaya in the blender. The coldness of knowing his mother's death is near runs through his soul. But now is not the time for fear. It's time for war. The war to raise his mother's blood sugar. He adds sugar to the papaya smoothie inside the glass blender and starts it up with desperation. Chunks of fruit splatter on the green counter, which matches the green Italian Doric style tiles and the green osterizer. His mother loves green. She continues to spew fire from her mouth, but he knows not to let any of this words hurt him. It's the chemotherapy that's destroying every cell, like his goddess's body. He has already told him, do not take anything I say to heart when my sugar drops. It's not me. He loves her even more at this moment because he knows how much she needs him now. His iron-willed stepfather is not at home right now, so he has to be the man of the house until he gets home. Even though he's just 9 years old. With nerves of steel, he searches for a glass to pour the smoothie he just made in a hurry and with terror, but above all, with love. with the purity and strength of a child's heart that spits on the face of the monster called cancer every time it tries to scare him. He runs to his mother's room, where she lays on her round bed, shaky and bathed in cold sweat. He helps her hold the glass and drink the shake. He gives her his strength, his soul. She drinks to survive. He gives her a drink to save her. Like he had poured a miracle in the glass, each gulp she takes carries his hope that the love he poured in the blender will save his goddess's life. His mother blood sugar rises, and as he holds and hugs her while wiping her tears from her face, she's crying because she screamed at her son. He's happy because just for today, he has made his mother feel better. She tells him to get ready because she doesn't have long to live. He tells her that she's never going to die. You're a mommy, you're never going to die.